Noswaith da, good evening and welcome to this live Coleg Cambria student question and answer session. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're really glad you're here and we're hoping that this is going to be informative, hopefully a bit of fun as well, but making sure that you as new students and your families get the answers to all the questions you might be having at the moment. But it won't work without you. So we're hoping that you get involved, send us your questions, send them in, use your social media device and let us know what you are wondering about. We will endeavour to answer them throughout the course of the next hour. If we can't answer them, we will make sure that we get back to you. So we have people stationed on our social media. Please do get in touch. So before we start, I'm joined here by our lovely panel, and I'm going to ask everybody to introduce themselves. I'll introduce myself first. My name's Lizzie Stevens. I'm Head of Inclusion. I'm responsible for equality and diversity, learning support, specialist additional learning needs support, and mental health and wellbeing across the college. And I'm going to pass over to Emma Stedman.
Noswaith da, Emma Stedman, Library and Academic Skills Manager.
Thanks, Emma. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And moving on, Tracy, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, so I'm Tracy Aldridge and I'm the Admissions Manager.
Thanks, Tracy. Ellen, noswaith da.
Noswaith da, hello pawb. Felly, my name is Ellen. I'm the Curriculum Director for Welsh Skills. So any of your Welsh needs, I look after students and their Welsh needs in the college.
Brilliant. Thank you. Diolch yn fawr. Tim.
Noswaith da pawb. My name's Tim and I'll be representing Learner Experience this evening.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you very much for joining us. Bethan, over to you.
Good evening, I'm Bethan Charles and I'm the Head of Learner Services, which includes Student Services and the Learner Experience.
Thank you, Bethan. And last but definitely not least, we're very lucky to be joined by Kelly Map-Jones. She's very busy at the moment. Kelly, over to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Map-Jones and I'm Head of Information Systems. I look after all your data and anything to do with your college record while you're here. So if you've got any queries about your timetable or lanyards or your course, I'll be able to answer those tonight.
Thank you, Kelly. I'm sure there'll be lots of questions for all of our panel here this evening. But please do, as I say, send them in and we will do our very best to answer them. We've been having a steady stream of questions throughout the day, so you've kept us busy already. First of all, I just want to say we hope that you're settling well into college. We hope you're enjoying it. We've certainly loved having students back in the college. It's been a great atmosphere over the last week or so. And if there's any queries, hopefully by the end of this evening, we will have pointed you in the right direction, if not answered those queries. So we did have some questions here early today, and one of them was about timetables. So somebody has said that their timetable isn't right, and they're wondering what they should do. Kelly, would that be one for you?
Yeah, I can help with that. So if you've got any issues with your timetable, your initial point of contact needs to be your progress coach, who you should have already met by now. So if you've got any problems, you think it's not right, please speak to them initially. Or the other option is if you email our enrolment team, and the email address is lifts@cambria.ac.uk. I'm sure we can get that put on the screen for you, so you've got that. And then the enrolment team direct can look at them. But quite often, timetable queries are due to a grouping issue or a class not having a room. So it isn't something that is personal to you that's missing, but we can fix it for you. So please don't worry and come and let us know if there's any issues.
Okay, that's brilliant. So they can speak to just to be sure, they can speak to their progress coach in the first instance, and don't worry about it. So if you are facing some timetable issues at the moment, please don't worry. We will work with you to make sure that you have a good understanding of what's going on. Fabulous. Thanks, Kelly. If you've got any other questions around timetabling around your course, please do pop them into your social media device and we will try and answer it for you. We've had some other questions here. Oh, here's a bit of a common one, a common thread coming through. How do I reset my password? I can't remember it. Well, I'm guilty of that. I'm always forgetting my passwords and I'm always having to reset them. So I totally relate to what you're saying. Emma, is that something you'd be able to answer?
Yes, absolutely. Within the libraries, we've got a really helpful team who can sort out any of your password issues. So whether you're a returning student, you can't remember it from last year, you might have locked your account by accident, anything like that, anything that you need, we can reset that for you. So you do actually have a Google password and a Microsoft password. We can sort out either of those. We can also help get you set up on the Wi-Fi on your phone or on your own devices. So just pop into the libraries and talk to the teams there.
That's wonderful. Thanks, Emma. Are libraries available on every site?
They are, yes. We've got a library on every site. So they're open all day during normal college hours. And then most of the bigger sites have late openings at least 3 nights a week. So there should always be somebody there to help you.
And they are very friendly staff in the libraries, I have to say. Very, very helpful. They always help me with my passwords that I keep forgetting. So don't worry about that at all. Okay, please do keep your questions coming in. If you don't feel comfortable asking questions this evening, or if you think of something later, don't worry, you can contact us. You can contact us in several ways. You can go to our website and contact us via that. That's www.cambria.ac.uk. You can pop in and see us in any of our student services, or you can phone the college. And the number for the college is, let's see if I can, I was going to try and remember it, 0300 3030 007. That's 0300 3030 007. Isn't that a beautiful phone number? So you can contact us in lots of different ways. Okay, if you've just joined us, welcome. This is our live student question and answer session. This is for live students, but for new students who have just joined the college, who might be having some questions, or for families as well. Please, if you are a mum, dad, a relative, or a friend, and you've got questions regarding somebody who's just started as a student, please do pop them into your social media device. Okay, another question that's come through. It's about somebody who's not sure what to do at lunchtimes and in free periods. So really about the extra activities that we have here at Coleg Cambria. Tim, was that something you'd like to answer?
I would be delighted. Thank you. So we at A Learner Experience have lots of different exciting things for you to get involved in. We have a department, Active Cambria, which is all about mind, body, soul. So during lunchtimes, they might run anything from Pilates and yoga to boxercise to dodgeball. It was badminton this lunchtime at D-side. And we've also got different clubs and societies as well that you can get involved in. We've also got, for those that maybe want some reflective space or some prayer space, we've got specific prayer rooms and washing facilities as well. But I would say that really, if you don't see something that you would like, then please approach us at Learner Experience, because we'd love to work with you on getting your own club and society up and running. So the best way to contact us is through your progress coach. There's information that they will have to put you in contact with us at Learner Experience. So thank you very much for the question. It's a good one.
It is a good one. And I'm just going to add there as well. If you do have some social anxieties, don't worry, because there is clubs for you as well. We have our Engage clubs where you can come, you can spend your lunchtime, and that is in a quieter, less social environment. We do provide things like chess facilities, and there are staff to speak to. They're in our inclusion centres. But as Tim said, and I think this is a really, really good point, if there's not a club that suits you, or if there's not an activity that you would like to do, talk to us, because we're constantly reinventing things and constantly coming up with new clubs that are based on learner ideas. So it's all about you. what you want to do, making sure that you have a really happy experience here at Coleg Cambria. Thank you. Okay. There's a few questions here. There's one here about, it's about Welsh language. And we have somebody here asking about, do they have the right to submit assignments in Welsh? Ellen, is that one that you could answer, please?
Yes, of course. So yes, all of our Welsh students, they've got the right to submit any of their work in Welsh. They also have the right to have any of the resources in Welsh, and that will make a difference. Maybe your tutor is not Welsh speaking. As a Welsh department, we can support you and have everything translated. You can have a mentor. So yeah, basically we offer all those services in Welsh.
That's brilliant. Thank you. And we are, as a college, we absolutely celebrate and nurture the Welsh language and the Welsh culture. So you will feel at all times that it is a priority for us as a college. That's right, isn't it, Ellen?
Yes, and talking about things to do lunchtime and clubs, we have Welsh Society, and they run on every site. We haven't stated what day they are yet, because obviously it's a new term. Everybody's just settling in. So once everybody's settled in about 2 weeks, we will be starting them lunchtime on different sites. So all that information will be available to you in college on our Happio page, and where we'll share that information. If you do have any Welsh queries, you can also contact help.cymraeg@cambria.ac.uk, or of course email myself, but I'm around on all other different campuses.
Fantastic. So as Ellen said, there it is on the bottom of the screen as we speak, help.cymraeg@cambria.ac.uk. And again, I think we rely on learners to tell us what's missing sometimes, don't we, Ellen? And
Yes.
So if you've got a good idea, please do let us know. Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for that. We've got a student here from our D-Side 6 site who sent a question in earlier this evening. I hope you're enjoying if you've joined us this evening, I hope you're enjoying your experience at D-Side 6. And the question is about how can parents get information about D6? So, Kelly, would you be able to answer that?
Yeah, we've actually got a parent talk tomorrow evening planned between 6:30 and 7:30. So that's your first go-to, really. If you could join that, or come along and come and see what we've got on offer. So any questions could be answered there. Or I'm sure if you ask your son, daughter, who's here, they can put you in contact with staff over there who could give you a contact email to contact direct.
Brilliant. Yeah, so if you are a parent joining us this evening, welcome to you. And if you have queries, obviously we're different. We're a further education college, so you might find that it's slightly different approach with regards to information and communication. However, it's very important that you are included in this. So please do speak to your young person and share information around the progress coaches, which we've mentioned a few times tonight. If they haven't talked to you about their progress coach, well, progress coaches are that key point of contact to work with students with regards their progress, how they're getting on, any issues they may having. They could be the point of signposting, and they can keep them on track and make sure that they are not just achieving their qualifications and their academic studies, but also enjoying their time at college. So that's what a progress coach is. So thanks for that, Kelly. If you've only just joined us, welcome, Croso. This is the new Student Live Q&A for Coleg Cambria. We're here trying to answer some of your questions about your new programme, about your new college experience. We're joined here tonight with a panel of people from all different areas of the college. However, if you don't feel comfortable in asking questions at this moment, don't worry about it, because you can get in touch with us in a number of ways. You can contact us via the website, which is www.cambria.ac.uk. I'm just waiting for it to appear at the bottom of the screen. There it is, as if by magic. Okay. Yeah, that's www.cambria.ac.uk. Or you can phone us if you want to contact us from outside. Then you can give us a telephone call, and our number here is 0300 3030 007. Alternatively, while you're in college, you can drop into our student services department. And Bethan, I wonder if you could just give an overview to our lovely listeners here tonight, an overview of what student services is, what it does, and where they are.
Thank you. So student services is based on each site by reception. So we're quite easy to find for any new learners. And if you've got any problems about anything, please come into student services and we'll try and direct you to the right area or the right person. So in student services, we look after your transport, student finance, any information, advice and guidance, a whole host of things that are there to support you while you're in college. So that's a bit of an overview, and there's lots more involved in it, but those are the main things at the moment. Certainly transport and finance, and also swapping courses in terms of if you're not happy with the course that you're on, we've always got a place for you at Cambria. So if you're not sure about the course you're on, please come and speak to us in student services, or pop in and see your progress coach.
Thank you, Bethan. And that's a really good point, because sometimes we don't really know what courses we want to go on initially, and we might find that it's not what we're expecting. Please don't worry. If you've joined us tonight and that's the situation you find yourself in, don't worry about it at all. We have a whole bunch of courses, and it's not too late. It's never too late for us to work with you to find exactly what it is you want to do. So don't worry about it. They're a very friendly bunch in student services, and that's their job, is to help you find exactly what you want and make sure that happens.
Lizzie, can I just say as well that student services and other teams are involved in Swap Don't Drop, which is to help learners get on the right course. So offering information, advice and guidance if you're not on the right course, and then just making sure you are on the right course. But because that's a little bit worrying for some people, this year we've got a PC, so a progress coach to progress coach handover, to ensure that learners know exactly where they're going, that they've got their timetable and they can just hit the ground running on their new course. So it can be worrying, but there's plenty of support in college for all learners.
Brilliant. That's lovely. Thank you so much, Bethan. And if you have just joined us, please don't worry about sending in your questions. We'd love to hear from you. There's no daft questions in this panel, so please do pop your questions into your social media device. If you don't feel like doing it this evening, and you would rather we contact you separately, just send us a message and we will get back to you ASAP. So thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you, Bethan, for giving us a recap about if you're not sure the course is right for you and what to do about it. We did have another question in earlier this evening, and it was about somebody was asking, are they too late to apply for a course at Cambria? So that's obviously from a new student or potential new student. Are they too late to apply for a course at Cambria? Tracy, are they?
No, they're not. So last week was induction, and this week is when the majority of our full-time courses start. But we still accept applications right up until the beginning of October. So if there's anybody who still wants to apply or has gone back to sixth form and it's not for them and they want to come and join college instead, then if you just go to our website and apply, find the course that you want to apply for and then apply online. If you don't want to apply online and you're not very good on the computer or whatever, then you can always pop into student services and you can apply by paper there. You could also give admissions a call on the number that Lizzie has also mentioned quite a few times, the 0300 30 30 007. Or you can contact admissions via email on admissions@cambria.ac.uk.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Tracy. So just to recap, if you've joined us this evening and you're thinking maybe you might like to come to Coleg Cambria, don't worry, it's really not too late. We would love to see you, and we'd love to have a chat about what courses we can offer you. So please do get in touch. Thank you for that, Tracy. So moving on to some of the other questions we received via social media. So we've got one here. I think it's actually one for me. You're probably already a bit tired of my voice, but anyway, it is a question that probably suits my area. I am LGBTQ plus. Is there support specific for me? Well, we are very fortunate here at Coleg Cambria. We have a full-time equality and diversity coordinator. Her name is Alice Churm. She is really helpful, really supportive, and her role is to support anybody, regardless of the protected characteristics. And the sort of things she does, for example, is she can support you with your pronoun and name changes. She can support you with discussions with tutors to help them to understand that pronoun thing, and she can also support you in if you want to develop any clubs, or if you want to take part in any activities and get to know others, because that's what we're all looking for, is to find other people who we can relate to. So we do run an LGBTQ plus club. Tim had a chat before about the different activities we have here at Coleg Cambria, and there is a learner LGBTQ plus club that we haven't set the dates yet, because we are waiting to see what days are the best days and what times are the best times, but that will definitely be taking part. So we are delighted that you've chosen Coleg Cambria. We take inclusion incredibly seriously here at the college, and thank you. But just to reassure you, the support is here and is available. Most of our staff have had training in LGBTQ+. Everyone in our staff, that's absolutely everyone, has had equality and diversity training. And I think you will find us to be a very welcoming and inclusive environment. Oh, hi, Pebble Time. Thank you for joining us this evening. And what a brilliant question. What courses do you provide? That's a really good question, and a big question. Who would like to answer that? I think I'm going to pass that over to Bethan. Okay, Bethan put a hand up. Fabulous.
Yeah, or Tracy. So we've got all the courses available on our website, so please make sure you have a look on there. But in terms of what courses we offer, it's impossible to list. So as you probably are aware, we've got the D-side site, the D6th, which is A-level, same at Yale, and the Yale 6th. But then we've got Llysfasi, which is agriculture, and arboriculture. We've got Northup with animal care and ILS. So whatever you're looking for, Bersham Road, engineering, construction, it's just impossible to list, and every site is so different. It just depends what you're looking for. So again, if you wanted to get in touch and maybe have some careers advice or information advice and guidance, then we've got careers advisors available in student services to help you decide which course is best for you, depending on what you want to do. On top of that, we've got access courses. So if you are, for example, over 19, we've got access courses. And again, you might be looking for higher education courses, which again, Coleg Cambria offers. So it just depends what you're looking for. We will be able to find something for you. There's a place for everybody at Cambria. So I think that's hopefully answered the question, but not, because it's such a large question, like you mentioned. So I don't know whether anyone else wants to add. Maybe I've missed something.
No, I think that's a good answer. Does anybody else want to add anything?
Just apply online, or call in and get some advice if that's what you're looking for what you want to do.
Tracy, did you want to add something?
I was just going to say we offer obviously a range of full-time courses, but we also offer some part-time as well. And as Bethan mentioned, higher education. So I suppose it depends on the age of the learner who's asked of the person who's asked the question as to, you know, what would be more suitable. But as Bethan said, we offer a vast range of courses across all our sites. So it would be best to get in touch with student services or admissions. And we'll be able to advise you. But the website is a good thing to look at tonight, because obviously the college is closed at the moment for people wanting to phone in or whatever. But I'd start with looking at the website tonight, and you'll see the vast amount of courses that we offer.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Tracy. And I hope that answered your question, Pebble Time. If it hasn't, please do pop another question into us, or alternatively, as the team have said this evening, pop in and see us, drop us a line, contact us via the website, or give us a phone call. And just to remind you of our number, 0300 3030 007, just like James Bond. So, moving on, if you have just joined us, by the way, if you have just joined us this evening, welcome to this live new student question and answer session, where we're joined this evening by people from all across the college, staff from across the college, who hopefully will be able to answer all of your questions, your queries, any worries you might have, whether you're a student who joined us last week, whether you're a student who's been with us for a few years, or whether you are a potential new student. You are very welcome. But we need you to be involved. So pop your questions in your social media device. Let us know what you're thinking, and get involved. If you don't want to send your questions this evening, you can send them in later, and we will endeavour to answer them very quickly. I would suggest it will be within the next day that we would be able to answer and reply to your question. So we are constantly monitoring social media. So thank you all. Right, moving on. We have got other questions coming through, but just before I do, we've had a query, Tim, about what it is that you do, what your role is. Would you like to explain that?
I'd be delighted.
Brilliant.
My name is Tim, and I run the multi-faith chaplaincy. So we say that the chaplaincy is for all faiths and no faith. So if you're of a particular faith and you've got a particular need or desire for a space to pray or to reflect, we provide those kind of things. And we also provide sort of specialist faith support, regardless of what faith you are. But we also are for everybody else. So it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. We want to be as inclusive as we can. So part of my job is to try and inspire people to learn about different cultures, to learn about different faith, so that A, it's good for the world, and it's good for our communities, but B, it really helps you when you're going into the workforce to be able to understand and relate to people of different cultures. And it's a wonderful job that the chaplaincy have of just working with students and just helping you discover what you believe, what you stand for, what your values are, but also how do we embrace difference and diversity? How do we celebrate our wonderfully different world? I hope that makes sense, and that's enough.
I think that was a beautiful answer, Tim. And again, going back to what we said before about Coleg Cambria being a totally inclusive environment, you know, we welcome people of all faiths and no faiths, and you will find your place here. I am just going to mention as well, there is bushcraft involved, so there's not many. Yes, there's not many chaplaincies across the nation where bushcraft really does have a part to play, but in Coleg Cambria it does. You never know. Okay, thank you very much. So we will move on with the questions that we have received earlier. So, earlier this evening, Emma, somebody has been asking about how do I know what books I need for my course? That's a really good question, isn't it?
Yes, that's a really good question. So thank you for that one. Yeah, I mentioned earlier about, you know, the libraries being a really friendly, welcoming place where you can go and ask for simple things like your passwords reset, getting on the Wi-Fi. But we also know a lot about what you need for your studies as well. So the libraries are really well equipped. We've got a really great book stock there, but we also provide a lot of online resources. And our online resources are to be honest, they're sector leading. We've got great ebook platforms, which means that you can get onto your ebooks from home when you're in college, basically 24/7. Our teams are really well trained. They're really professional, well qualified people who can help you to use all of these resources and help you with your study skills as well. So we're quite multi-dimensional. We're not just a library in the true sense anymore. So yes, you might walk into one of our libraries and be greeted by one of our advisors who are on the desk, help you with those frontline inquiries. But then you also might work down the line with some of our facilitators, and our facilitators are going to be able to help you with study skills like time management, being organized, even something simple like your digital skills. So if you feel like you're not too hot on using your Chromebooks or how to create presentations for your coursework, there's all that sort of stuff that we can help you with as well. So we get book lists from your curriculum areas, so we can point you in the right direction. We can actually purchase them on your behalf as well. So if you are a person who prefers a paper book in front of you rather than sort of using online books, we can sort that out for you as well. So we'll liaise with your curriculum teams, make sure we're getting the right things, and bit of a sort of like not very well kept secret within the college is that as far as we can, we'll pass on any good publisher discounts to you as well. So you'll usually get your books from your library at a much better price than if you go and buy them on Amazon.
And you do have stationery too, just small bits of stationery, but those essential things. Again, if you've forgotten something and you need it for your course, the library are very helpful.
Absolutely, everybody loves stationery, and we've got stationery galore. So you know, from post-it notes, notebooks, pens, pencils, sketchbooks, folders, anything like that. And again, at absolute cut prices as well, cheaper than WH Smith.
Absolutely. And we all love to start the new year with a nice new fresh notebook. And slowly it goes. It doesn't stay fresh like that for very long. Hopefully it's full of lots of ideas, lots of inspiration. Thanks for that, Emma. That was a really good comprehensive answer. If you have just joined us, welcome to this new student live question and answer for Coleg Cambria. This is all about for students, whether you've joined us last week, whether you've joined us a year ago, or whether you're thinking about joining us. Welcome. We're really happy to have you here. Please do pop your questions in. We will try and answer them. If we can't answer them today, we'll answer them tomorrow. We'll get back to you, and we will make sure that we listen to your queries.
Lizzie, can I just jump in there, just the back of the last question that you answered? So we work quite closely with the library in terms of student finance. So we can purchase books on behalf of learners if they're entitled to something called Financial Contingency Fund, which is a grant for learners who may face financial barriers coming to college. So it's just to say, pop into student services to see if we can maybe pay for the books on your behalf. And there's also things like PPE, trips, anything that's a course requirement, we can look at supporting learners with. So yeah, so if you've got anybody watching who isn't sure about funding, then call into student services tomorrow on any of the sites and get some advice about that.
That's brilliant. Yeah, really, really good point. Finances should not be a barrier to your education, and we are here to help and to make sure that you get what you're entitled to and get the support you need to be able to undertake your course. Whatever site it is, whichever course it is, we will be there to assist you along the way. Thanks for that, Bethan, much appreciated. Ellen, we've we've had somebody interested around, well, you did answer a question earlier around Welsh language provision, but somebody's asking about the resource, the facilities. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about Welsh language at Coleg Cambria generally, and talk about, what's available.
Yeah, of course. So any Welsh students that we have coming in, it could be your first language, your second language, or you're just learning. We have a course on offer for everybody. It doesn't matter what you're studying. But some of the students that have come from a Welsh medium school, and they've had most of their education through the medium of Welsh, and it can be a bit of a change sometimes doing the courses in English. So we work closely with the tutors. We have Google Classrooms set up for you where you would have a list of the terminology to help you with your subject. Even if you needed to do your work experience or work placement, we can organise that would be in a Welsh setting. Socially, we have different Welsh societies and clubs on all of our different sites, and they will be starting in a couple of weeks once all the students have settled. Even if you want to have all those Welsh resources, we also offer that. Any of your assignments that you would feel happier maybe submitting in Welsh, we also offer that support. If you need to get in touch, it's help.cymraeg@cambria.ac.uk with any of your Welsh queries.
That's wonderful. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you. That was really helpful. So we hope that you feel confident in coming to Coleg Cambria, and confident that we are dedicated to Welsh language. If you've got any queries, please do get in touch. Hi, Claire. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your question. So you can't get on the student app on your phone. It keeps asking for verification. Student Services said it needs to be fixed and I would be emailed about it, but you haven't had anything yet. Are other students affected by this? I'm sorry to hear that, Claire. I do apologise, and it can be annoying. Getting things set up at this time of the year is one of the big issues when starting on the courses. Bethan, is this something? Oh, student app. Are you able to answer some of the query, or?
Yeah, I think that the app is run by our IT department. So probably what's happened is Student Services may have emailed about the issue to IT. So we're just probably waiting on a reply. I think it's one of the IT issues that cannot be resolved by the library. So usually if something's not working, if you can't log in, if they've got a problem with Classroom, I think I'm right in saying it would be Emma's department, the LRC. But I would say if you aren't getting if you haven't had a reply by the end of tomorrow, maybe go and see your PC as well to see if there's anything that they can do to help. But yeah.
I'll just jump in there. I know that the college-wide, every student is being affected by problems with the app at the moment. It is something that's run by our IT team. So unfortunately, the library teams can't help on this one. There's a few tech things that we don't have access to set up or change passwords or get people functioning on. There is a message on Student Hub that's been put on there from our IT team just to say, please bear with us if you're having problems logging in. It's a known issue. So just hang tight and I'm sure it'll be sorted as soon as possible.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, and sorry about that, Claire. Sorry you're having difficulties, and thank you very much for letting us know about that. And I hope it's sorted very soon. I'm sure it will be. Thank you for that. If you have just joined us, please do send in your questions. We are here to serve. We will try and answer whatever questions we can. And thank you for joining us. Send in your questions. If you don't want to send them in this evening, then please do contact us through social media. So, we've had an interesting question, which actually I think I'm probably the one to answer. So thank you, Alice, for your question. You've got dyslexia and you'd like what support would be available. So you'd probably already met your specialist tutor, your specialist ALN tutor. They will have been into your class. If they haven't been, they will be coming into their class to introduce yourself. Also in your induction, so you will have had started to go through your college induction, and in there is information about who your specialist tutor is and what they do. Basically, in the same way that you will have had at school, a specialist tutor can work with you to make sure that you have exam access arrangements in place. You might need extra time. You might use read-write software. But they will also work with you, if you want, on providing strategies to support you, not just now, but as you move into either higher education or into the world of work. They will work with you in a one-to-one basis to make sure that you develop as many strategies and have as many resources as possible. We celebrate dyslexia at the college. We celebrate all neurodiversity. We're a neurodiversity staff team, and we also want our learners to be really proud of who they are and proud of their neurodiversity. So there is absolutely no shame at Coleg Cambria in disclosing any difficulties that you are having. We recognise that some things can be challenging, but also there'll be things that you are very much better at than other people. And we love to bring that out to people and to help you feel really confident and comfortable as a proud dyslexic person. So wonderful question. Thank you, Alice, for that question. Okay, so we haven't got that many more questions left, and time is March. Gosh, it's flown by, hasn't it, panel? Absolutely flown by. But if you do have your questions, please do pop them into the chat, and we will answer them. Oh, here's a nice question. I think definitely for you, this one, Emma. It's about having access to a computer at home. So I think it's another one for libraries.
It is, absolutely, yes. So if you haven't got access to a computer at home, I believe that's what the question is around. The libraries are not only well equipped, as I've mentioned before, in terms of stock and resources to support your studies, but the libraries have also got PCs in there. So they're all Windows PCs. There's plenty of those. So you can use them, obviously, while you're on site. You can't take them home with you. But we do have a really good stock of Chromebooks as well that you can loan on a short-term loan. So when you're in college, absolutely, you're more than welcome to come in and work in the libraries. We usually have some spaces that are dedicated to more quiet work, and then some spaces that you can use for group work. And as I mentioned, the libraries do have some late opening hours, and they're actually starting next week. So on the bigger sites, we're open until 6 o'clock, at least 3 days a week. But yeah, as I mentioned, those Chromebooks that you might need to loan, you can come into your library, ask the people at the desk, the advisors and the facilitators if you can take a Chromebook. It's on a 3-week loan. It's usually, depending on how many Chromebooks we've got, depending on what the demand is, that's a renewable loan. So it could be that you get to keep it for longer than 3 weeks. But absolutely pop in and just get that Chromebook and get you started. So don't worry about being able to do your work from home.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Emma. And again, just to remind you of what Bethan said earlier, the financial contingency fund, that is a pot of money that is available for us to be able to support you, to support your learning. Just pop into student services and they'd love to have a chat with you about that. Questions we're getting fewer questions now. If you have got your questions, please pop them in the chat. Don't worry, you can also come and ask us tomorrow or any day. That's what we're here for. Just Bethan, I just wonder, we've had a few queries around transport. How do people get in contact about any issues that might be having around transport? Because I know there have been a few little issues around transport. So are you able to guide them where they would go for that?
Yeah, I can certainly try. So in order to be eligible for transport to Coleg Cambria, you need to live more than 3 miles from the college. We have a whole host of buses that travel to each and every site. And we also, for some routes that we don't have college buses, we give out public bus passes. So in order to find out whether you're eligible, you can either email transport@cambria.ac.uk, or you can call into student services and get further information. And that's on every site. In terms of any issues that you might be experiencing so far, especially with it being the first week of timetabled classes, we are aware that the numbers are fluctuating at the moment, so they're going up and down. But if you do encounter any issues on the buses, we have the transport phone number, which is manned from 7 in the morning. And that number is 01978 515 454. I just want to double check that that's right, but I think that is. So just give us a ring on that number if you're struggling in the morning or you've had an issue with the bus. And also at the end of the day, there'll be plenty of staff around to help. But it is something that, we are working on to make sure that it's just plain sailing for the rest of the year. So if you have experienced any issues, then please bear with us. We are trying to fix it with the local authorities.
Fantastic. And for those of you who aren't a current student, or for any parents, just to remind you what a lanyard is. The lanyard is our identification that we wear around our neck, and on there is that's where the transport number is. Did you say, Bethan, or is it on the card?
No, it's not on the card. I was hoping that maybe it might appear at the bottom of this. Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I thought
515 454. So yeah, that would have been sent out on any of the welcome material, or and it's on the website.
Okay, I beg your pardon. I'm sorry about that. I thought you said lanyard, but that was just my imagination. Okay, so right. Well, keep your questions coming in. Oh, Kirsty. Hi, Kirsty. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Really appreciate that. And your question is about the Welsh grant. I'm thinking this must be EMA that you get, which you receive at the end of each term in chunks. If we've been granted that, will college automatically know about this? A good question, Kirsty. Bethan, is that you again?
Yes, it is. So the Welsh Government Learning Grant is paid in termly chunks, like you said, Kirsty, Leanne. We do get lists of learners of who has been awarded Welsh Government Learning Grant, but in order to make sure that you get paid it on time, you're best off bringing your letter to Student Services and getting signed up as soon as possible. So you need to be asking for a Welsh Government Learning Grant agreement form. So then that just signs you up. In terms of the Welsh Government Learning Grant, for anybody that doesn't know, it's a means tested grant. So it depends on how much money comes into the household. As it's a Welsh Government grant, you need to send the application form off. And those application forms are available in Student Services. Welsh Government Learning Grant is for over 19. If you're under 19, you're 16 to 18, it would be the educational maintenance allowance. Again, if you're not sure about anything, please call into Student Services. And also, Kirsty, and just to let you know that if you are eligible for Welsh Government Learning Grant, chances are you're entitled to financial contingency fund as well. So maybe go into Student Services and ask about that as well, especially if you're doing something that is like hair and beauty, where there's quite an expensive kit to purchase. So definitely just come in and ask some questions.
That's great. Hope that answered your question fully, Kirsty. As Bethan said, if you're not sure, please do pop in and see us. We're always welcome, always happy to see you. Okay, so I think we've got to the end of the questions that we've received today. Thank you for everyone who sent in their questions this evening. Before I start drawing to a close, I'm just going to go around our panel and just ask if anybody has anything to add at all. Anyone? No?
I would just like to say, because I didn't get a plug for my email address on there, so any queries that you want to send to the library teams, it's just library@cambria.ac.uk. So if you need any support, or if you've got an overdue Chromebook, or if you want to find out where we are, just drop us an email at library@cambria.ac.uk.
And with that in mind as well, I think I'm going to say as well that we have inclusion at Cambria. If you've got any queries around anything to do with inclusion, we have equality and diversity at cambria.ac.uk. We also have wellbeing at cambria.ac.uk for any issues that you may have around mental health and wellbeing. However, it's all there on the website. So and on your student hub. So if you are a current student on your hub, it's got all the information you may need. If you are not a current student and worrying about what support is available or what the college can offer, then you can see it on our website, www.cambria.ac.uk. That's www.cambria.ac.uk. You will find a vast array of information there. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope that it's been helpful. If it hasn't been, don't worry. I'm sure you've got the message throughout the whole this evening. The thing we've been saying is, please don't worry about anything. Come and talk to us. If you don't want to talk to us, you can email us. If you don't want to email us, you can phone us. But please don't keep it to yourself. Don't be worried about anything. Don't have queries. We will help. We will always be here to support you. As I said earlier, Coleg Cambria is an inclusive environment, and there is no question that should not be asked. So come and talk to us. We hope to hold further of these live Q and answer sessions later on in the term. But in the meantime, it really is about talking to those key people at college, your progress coaches, your tutors, student services, the inclusion team, including wellbeing assistants, specialist tutors, the chaplaincy, learner voice, lifts, the library service, and academic skills service. We have the Welsh language. There are so many people. It may be confusing if you've only just joined us this year. You may be a bit confused as to who is who, but believe me, it soon settles down and you feel like you've always been here, and you will find your rhythm and your routine. So if there are no more questions at this moment, I'm going to draw this live Q&A session to a close. On behalf of myself and the panel, I'd like to say thank you very much for joining us. We hope it's been informative, and I'd like to wish you a very happy time studying here at Coleg Cambria. And I'd like to also wish you a very good night. Na star. Good night.